I cheated on Mike while we were dating, not because I was unhappy with our relationship, but because I just had this really intense connection with somebody else.
I guess maybe this is how it begins for some people. How do you get into a situation where all of a sudden you are seeking a brother husband? I mean, obviously we've seen seeking sister wife, but seeking brother husband, I guess maybe I'm going to be biased, maybe I'm going to be a hypocrite, I don't know, but the term itself just doesn't sit right. Imagine seeking brother husband, so me and my brother are going to be sleeping with the same. Now, of course, that's not what it means, you know what I mean? But men are competitive. Men are competitive. Men have serious insecurities. So do women too, but I think when it comes to competitive nature, it can make those insecurities on a man potentially stronger, you know, give or take. I just don't see this really making sense. No man ever wants to share his wife, okay? A man can share a woman that isn't his wife, you know what I mean? One that, I guess, quote unquote, a hoe, potentially, you know what I'm saying? Okay, they'll happily pass her around the friend group, the family, the whole shebang. Your wife? Your wife is the person that the man is supposed to respect the most. The person he's meant to cherish and look after the most. The person that he's always going to be more sensitive around and sensitive about than anything else, because when it comes to sensitivity, you know, men do hold it in quite a bit. Because obviously when you are brought up in a masculine way, that is just a part of who we are, if you dig what I'm saying, okay? And that's not to dig at men that are less masculine or whatnot. Just saying that men have certain principles. And to be honest with you, to be seeing this right here is bizarre. So this scene here starts off with Alyssa here and Elisa. And she is basically saying that, well, our situation started off when I cheated on my man. Did you know, if you look at data, stats, men are less likely to forgive a woman and take her back if she cheats. Meanwhile, women are more likely to take a man back and forgive him if he cheats. So this one right here, he's definitely a part of that percentage that is more than happy to forgive his woman for stepping out. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this one.
Into the idea, I'd ask myself a lot of questions. Do I want to stay with her, to pursue multiple partners, or do I want to break up with her?
And a man like Mike said to himself, after doing research around books, to educate himself about how it would work if they were in a polyandry relationship. Not polyandry, I believe that's what they call it, right? When a woman is seeking more than one man. So he decided to read books and do research on the whole situation. I'm sorry, but like, why would my choice be based on me doing research about what it's about? No. I've got to tap into my own feelings, my own emotions, and I've got to know if I'm going to be jealous. I've got to know that if this stuff is going to make me mad, if it's going to literally drive me up the wall, or am I going to be a-okay with sharing my woman with somebody else? And that is something that you can only answer and make a choice by yourself, by knowing yourself and looking yourself in the mirror. Not by going and reading books and being like, well, I've got a choice. Either I leave my wife for being unloyal, or I stick with her and then allow her to find someone else to bring into it, so at least I know the shebang. For many people, this would work. But for me and people that I know, this wouldn't work. I'm leaving the situation. It is that simple. End of the day, if somebody cheats on you, just leave, because there's always going to be somebody else out there for you. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, it is hard to potentially find someone else after. It's not always easy as 1, 2, 3 to find the right person, but the world is a big place. Like, explore. You know what I mean? But anyway, man like Mike decided to basically jump on the bandwagon with his woman because of a book. Yeah. All right.
To just say, like, this is it, I'm done. But he didn't,
I fully trust you now, but there's still jealousy and like...
I fully trust you now, and there's some jealousy and some anxiety. I mean, listen to this. How can you tell me that you trust someone, but you still have jealousy and your anxiety is playing up? If your anxiety is playing up yourself alone, that means you are not over the situation. That means you are not happy to move forward. Anxiety doesn't come out of thin air. Anxiety is something that it warns you that you are in a very uncomfortable situation. It tells you thousands of things that people generally ignore. You know what I mean? Obviously, sometimes anxiety can be false. You know what I mean? Sometimes you could be. It depends on what type of anxiety that is triggering you. There is the nervous anxiety you get before you maybe jump on a plane or you go on a ride, right? But then you get the anxiety that tells you, yeah, this doesn't really feel right. You get the anxiety that says, oh, I kind of feel like I'm gonna get backstabbed. You get the anxiety that kind of tells your gut, this may just not be for me. And that's the anxiety that a lot of people forget. I mean, so ignore, and then they'll use that same anxiety as an excuse to why they can't do whatever it is. Honestly, man, like, god damn. Point being is that if this man, if he's jealous and his anxiety is still there, that means he's not ready for his woman to bring in another man into their relationship. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. But some people, like this douche, just love to play with their own emotions. Call it, I guess, playing with fire, but let's get into it.
I even bring this up with Mike's mom, like, you know.
So what if she came down here sometime and we all got together and...
All right, cool. Hold on a minute. Let me just process this real quick. Her mother wants to help her daughter convince Mike's parents that it's going to be okay for her to be on dating websites looking for an extra person to come into their relationship. I'm going to tell you this now. If I'm a parent right now, and my son's girl, her parents come to our house, or we go to us, whatever, and they say to me, hey, so our daughter really loves your son and really wants to be with him. But she also wants to bring someone else into the conversation. Now, don't play with me, man. Don't play with me. What are you mad? So you're trying to convince me to allow my son to accept to accept that your daughter wants to bring in another person into our relationship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I say what I say next, just understand this is said from a certain perspective. Everything's from a different perspective, but this is a perspective that I'm running with in this situation right here. But listen, if you come to me and you tell, oh God, if you come to me and you say to me that you want my son to allow another man to come in his girl's life, so another man can sleep with my son's wife, my son's girl, you're bugging. You know what? I tell you what. I'm not even gonna speak to my son about what he should do. I'm gonna do it for him. You guys, it was nice knowing you. See you later. And then I'm gonna pull my son by the ear. I don't care how old you are. I'm pulling him by the ear. You know what I mean? To make his ears big as Dumbo. And I'll be like, listen, boy, I don't know who the hell you think you are. But if you're with someone and this person has stepped out and cheating you, if you're unable to move on together, and you're telling me the resolution of the issue is that you're now gonna allow to bring someone else in, boy, have you lost your damn mind? Boy, have you lost your value? Do you know your self-worth? In fact, let me ask you a question. Are you actually okay with this? Of course he's not okay, because he's going to tell me that he's got a little bit of jealousy. He's going to tell me that he's going to have that anxiety. He's going to tell me that, but at the same time, I trust her again. I'm going to say, boy, you don't know what trust is. If you're telling me that you got trust that involves jealous anxiety at the same goddamn time. No, you are not seeing that woman again. But you know what, though? If you do, it's okay. I'm going to disown your ass. Boom! Yeah, gotta make a stand. I can't say I'll be one of them supportive parents. I'm gonna lie to you, man. I can imagine sitting around with my friends. We're talking about our kids, and they say, "Hey, isn't your son now letting his wife sleep with someone else?" Yeah, he ain't my son no more. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know him. You know what I mean? Like, and let's be real. Let's keep it 100. In a real conversation with my friends, I know exactly what they would say, and I would tell you what they would say. They'll be like, so isn't your son allowing his wife to be hold out to another man? That is the word that will be used. That would be the word. Point blank, period. Because I've got friends that won't mess about with me, you know what I mean? They'll be letting me know the smackdown. Well, anyway, the situation when it comes to these two right here is bizarre to me, but you know, we move on. Let's continue.
Do you think that, like, if I found somebody that I really like and start to see, like, regularly and become serious with, do you think you'd want to meet them?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Well, I mean, listen, my brother here starts off by saying, yeah, definitely. But okay.
Yeah.
You don't think that would be hard? to see me holding hands with somebody else or like kissing someone else.
Yeah, you didn't even think about that, did you? You didn't think about that, did you, bro? No, of course he didn't think about it. Of course he didn't. Why would he think about it? Man likes brain cells, if you ask me personally. Yeah, I said it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I guess it wouldn't be easy, but
Yeah.
talking about Elisa seeing her dating other men is one thing. Actually, like physically seeing her with someone else is going
It's going to tear you apart. It's going to tear you apart, and that's the bottom line. You know what I mean? There's no way. There's no other way of there's no other way of going around it. You know what I mean? It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. By the way, I'm not actually on my phone as I'm looking because I got my timestamps. You know what I mean? But we continue.
For that, and I meet somebody. They couldn't come back here, and we couldn't like be in the second bedroom.
Listen, he continues on by saying, yeah, so I haven't really got as far as thinking about that. Yeah, that's a bit of a sticky one still. Yeah, no, I don't think I'd be comfortable with that. Of course you're not going to be comfortable with that. And this is the thing. This guy literally made his choice based on reading a book. A book. Book. My God. This guy is funny. Funny. But listen, boom. What I was going to do, to be fair, for this episode is in particular, as I do for some of the TV shows that I do, is I was gonna do each couple per. I was gonna do this couple, finish the video, make another video, do another couple, blah blah. But for the first episode itself, in particular, I'm gonna do all the couples in this one little episode. You know what I mean? But next week we'll split it up. You know what I mean? But now let's move on to the next couple. The next couple we got coming up. We'll keep with the shorter couple first. This is Kim and Dustin, who have got their partner Vincent involved. Wallahi. Let's get into it.
Moving forward, like if you wanted to be romantically involved, it would have to mean that you're okay with me being possibly romantically involved with other people too.
Now, this is Vincent. Man like Vincent. He's the one that's come into Kim and Dustin's life. Okay? He's someone that went through marriages that didn't work out. He's got kids, the whole shebang. And obviously these two got close, and then boom, all of a sudden a spark came in. Now, because of that, she had a conversation with her husband, Dustin, and Dustin was more than welcome to having Vincent join him. You know, him and Vincent are like brothers, allegedly. Now, anyway, but at the end of the day, now when it comes to, I keep forgetting the bloody name. When it comes to Kim, she's now open to also date other people. She wants to bring other people into the relationship. But you see, right now, she's obviously having this conversation with Vincent, and Vincent isn't looking exactly pleased about the fact that she wants to bring in other people. But the funny thing about it is how hypocritical he is, because he's the one that came into their life and was more than happy to, you know, allow her husband to share his wife. But,
It stings a little bit to hear that Kim wants to date other people, but still wants me in her life. I don't know how to take that.
It's very simple. It's very, very simple to take that. You should have thought twice before you decided to come into someone else's life. You know what I mean? You could have avoided this. You could have avoided this whole situation, but you didn't. Why? Because you really wanted this woman, and now you found out that even though she has feelings for you and her husband, found out that her feelings actually grow beyond more than just two people. I think some people think, hey, it's just the three of us. It's all good. The number's healthy. The number's good. No worries. Even though three is a crowd. And then people start to get a bit nervous. They start to fear when they realize that competition could be coming from elsewhere. I guess sharing your wife with one person, well, I guess in this situation, sharing his girlfriend with her husband was a little bit easy. Yeah, I could do that. But now she wants to explore. He's finding it hard to get on board. I mean, what the hell did you expect? If she had the ability to fall in love with you while she was already in love with her husband, okay, allegedly, right? What made you think that she wasn't going to have the ability to then want to seek other men as well? People of this world, man, hilarious. But nonetheless, that was really the main parts that really happened with this couple. But now we're going to move on to the last couple. Carl, Kenya, and Tiger. Oh my God. This one right here. Oh, the verse of my soul. This one right here. Special, but let's get into this one. Kenya's a piece of work, if you ask me.
It feels like Carl fits one part of who I am, philosophical and spiritual, and we have these deep conversations. And then the other part is like thrill-seeking, excitement, traveling, and that's
So Kenya believes that she has this crazy personality, right? And that one husband fits one part of her personality and the other husband fits, well, no, the boyfriend, shall I say, yes, fits the other part of her personality. And that's why it is a-okay for her to want to be with more than one person. You know, it's interesting because I see her point to a level where I can agree to a certain degree, but at the same time, it kind of contradicts something else. I saw this thing I think maybe a year ago, I think it was, where one of the beauties of being in a relationship with someone is that you are able to discover new things about each other all the time. It may not be every day, but all the time, because, you know, as humans, you know, we have so much memory in our brains, okay? So much things that we've been through, we've experienced, okay, throughout our childhood, teenagehood, all that kind of stuff, right? And one of the beautiful things about life is actually exploring those things and realizing those things and sharing those things with your partner. And then, but those things are just based on your past. But then you also have the other part of the future. You also have the ability to bring a lot of things in you, a lot of your imagination to life. And one of the beautiful things is actually doing that with someone that you love, right? Someone that you care about. It doesn't have to necessarily be a partner. It can easily be a friend, right? But generally speaking about partner basis, right? This is a journey that you and your partner then go on, and it's an amazing journey. Now, of course, sometimes you may end up breaking up, and you may end up going on that journey by yourself for a little bit, and then you may find someone else, and then go on it again with someone different, right? But the idea is generally everyone has personalities all over the joint. The question is, can you be with someone that can allow you to explore that, and you can also allow them to explore? It seems to me as if Kenya's kind of taking a shortcut right there. She's like, listen, man, I know this guy's not good for this, and I know this guy isn't good for that, but I know he's good for this, and I know he's good for this. You know what? I'm going to bring you both together, and therefore, you know, I can have a little bit of the best of both worlds. And again, it does make a lot of sense, so I don't really contest it like that, but it kind of defeats opposite of kind of, you know, also having that with someone, because one of the beautiful things about life is learning. And when you learn about your partner, that's an amazing thing. And when you learn together, also an amazing thing. I feel like she's kind of really avoiding that next step of learning moving forward. She's like, no, I've got you for this, I've got you for that. It's kind of like she's depriving herself from learning those things, or, you know, getting through those things with someone, with just that one person, you know. I think one of the other things that's so beautiful about relationships is that I could be one way, you could be another way, but then how I am could influence you in a good way, and how you can influence me in a good way, and we can use that to keep going, right? I feel like she's kind of like, you know, being object of that, you know. But I'm not saying that she's wrong, but I'm just thinking, very wild. But anyway, let's get into this relationship with Kenya.
It's a benefit to have another person there. It's a benefit to have somebody that you can kind of relate to, that you could trust, versus just having some random person come in
Or cheating.
and cheat.
Listen, man, I love the justification here. I won't lie to you, man. I can just have my friend to do things with, and, you know, all that kind of stuff that he's talking about. That's something that you do with your friends, not something that you do with someone who you're sharing your woman with. Woo, man, the mindset is wild. But yeah, let's continue. Sorry, the only thing that I really can't fathom is the idea of sharing your woman with another man. Couldn't do it. Yeah, it was very hard to keep the same. It's the same energy of a seeking brother husband compared to seeking sister wife. Yeah, the energy ain't never gonna be the same. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Ain't gonna be the same. But anyway, we continue. So who's the father? I don't know.
Most react well. Oh, I'm dating because I'll always be dating. It's just fun. What can I say? It's hard to explain this because it feels like this is not rocket science. We all love attention, energy, relationships.
So yeah, despite the fact that she's got a husband and she's also got a boyfriend, Kenya still actively dates anyway in general. Not dating to necessarily bring someone else into the picture necessarily, but just to date. She likes to go out on dates with other men and, you know, have her fun with other men and all that kind of stuff. I just don't know why she just doesn't live a single life, to be honest with you. Now, Kenya does have kids though with her actual husband. He's a brother with the dreadlocks. I think he is Carl. I think Carl is actually her actual husband, who she has kids with. You know what I mean? Tiger's the one that's come in, obviously, you know. Yeah, and Tiger's a little baby. Funny. He's an interesting cat. But yeah, she's still actively dating though. Yeah. So it's kind of weird because it's like, I thought the whole idea of them having like an extra partner was to just secure something. I don't know, something mental, right? But it's not. She still wants to go out there and still mingle anyway, like there's no tomorrow. So I don't really see the objective of her actually having two partners if she's still gonna go out there and just date different people all the time, regardless anyway. Like, really, it doesn't make any sense. So like I said before, Kenya, interesting one.
It's going to take a lot more to get over the jealousy of having a person that's coming in that may become a sexual partner with you. They come in and they...
Yeah, you see, so it's just funny how the boyfriend is the one that's always first to complain about her then bringing someone else in that could potentially actually become an actual thing. But it was okay when you did it, wasn't it? It's a bit like when we watched Seeing Sister Wife and we had the couple. Oh, with a really short guy, man, the really short bald guy. And, you know, he had his wife and whatnot, but it was the woman, India, wasn't it? I think, yeah, the girlfriend. She had an issue with him courting other women. But yeah, you're the one that was more than happy to come in and allow his wife to share him with you, but let's just all pretend we're not hypocrites.
I would always wonder, you know, are we not enough?
It's not that you're not enough. It's that we're moving from one phase to the next.
When Kenya said phase. So right now, she basically really is open up to the idea of bringing in another person into their house, okay? Into their lives. Because she says that she's got space, she's got more space to love someone else. So she really wants to bring someone else in. Now, bringing someone else in means that they have to get a 3-bedroom. Right now, they've got a 2-bedroom place, and Tiger, obviously, the boyfriend, he's the one that actually sleeps in the same bed as Kenya. Meanwhile, the husband, actually, Carl, who sleeps in the other room. Now, of course, for them to bring someone else in, they'd also have to get a 3-bed instead. And right now, Tiger's not on board with that. But either way, it's just interesting that she talks about phase. Like, so how many phases is she going to have? Obviously, this is what brings him to ask the question, are we not enough? Because you want to bring someone else in. That is the question, isn't it, really and truly, right? But I just love the way she used the word phase. Like, this ain't MCU, you know? Like, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, like, yeah. So in this phase, it's just us 2. It's just us 3. Phase 2 is going to be another person. Then phase 4, if I've still got the time, we can bring it. Like, bizarre to me, man. Kenya is wild. Like, whoa. But yeah, we continue.
But it's still a rational fear that I have that I might lose Kenya's love and desire for me because somebody else is different.
So, Tiger, how do you think Carl felt when she brought you in then? But don't you just love a hypocrite?
I'm not on board with Kenya bringing in a new partner only because it feels like I'm being put out. So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, we have got our first diva of the season, Tiger. Man, like the Tiger, got all these issues, bro. He needs to get over himself. He really needs to get over himself. At the end of the day, Carl was in the same position as you, and now you're whining like a little baby because she's looking to potentially bring someone else in. She's able to find another person. But listen, at the end of the day, like you said, Tiger, if you wasn't listening, she said phase. This new person is just going to be a part of phase 2. There's going to be another person again. So you better get used to feeling like you're getting put out. You know what I mean? Anyway, you guys let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section, you know what I mean? And yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, this was a wild episode. It's only episode 1. God damn. We are done and we are out. Peace.